It's happening. The streets of Los Angeles are on fire. ICE agents are being swarmed, assaulted, and hunted like criminals. And all of it was triggered by one executive stroke of President Trump's pen. Because just 48 hours ago, Trump signed an ICE crackdown order that was so fierce, so sweeping that it has every radical activist from California to New York City screaming for war. We're talking about mass protests, riots, tear gas, ICE vehicles getting vandalized, federal agents attacked, and now a border chief is stepping forward with a terrifying warning for the nation. It's only a matter of time before someone dies. That's not speculation. That is a former federal official begging the country to pay attention. And you're not going to believe who's fueling the flames. A sitting mayor, a Democrat congressman, and even members of the liberal media are now being accused of inciting violence. And the Department of Justice is watching closely. But here's the part that mainstream media is desperately trying to hide here, guys. The criminal ICE just took off the streets. Some of them were sex traffickers, gang leaders, and foreign nationals linked to deadly cartels, and they were walking freely in our neighborhoods. So ask yourself, why are elected officials protecting them? In today's video, I want to walk you through exactly what's in Trump's executive order, what ICE just discovered during this operation, the shocking threats that are being made to law enforcement, and this very disturbing reason the border czar says this could end in tragedy. And stick around, guys, because in just a minute, we're going to reveal the explosive plot twist involving an MS-13 linked smuggler that President Trump just ordered back into the United States, and the Democrat senator defending him on national TV. Folks, this is not just about immigration anymore. This is about national security, media lies, and the battle to protect the country from the inside out. Drop me a 47 down below if you support Trump and his attempt to protect American citizens through immigration. Let's go ahead and break it all down, starting with Trump's order that ignited this political firestorm. All right, so let's start with what set this whole firestorm in motion. Okay, guys, just 48 hours ago, wasn't that long ago, President Trump just inked a new executive order, and it's being called the most aggressive immigration move since his original travel ban in 2018. But this one here, it goes further. The new order completely shuts down all travel from 12 countries. And we're not talking about friendly tourist destinations. We're talking about Somalia, Iran, Libya, Haiti, Sudan, Yemen, Myanmar, Afghanistan. Each of these countries, according to Trump's administration, has one thing in common. They're either harboring terrorism, lacking functional governments, or they have been directly linked to widespread visa fraud and illegal entry into the United States. Trump's message, it's clear. If we can't vet them, they're not coming in. And legally speaking, he's got precedent. The Supreme Court upheld his first ban back in 2018. This is built to survive the same scrutiny. But here's the kicker. This wasn't just a piece of paper. Trump didn't wait a week or a month to enforce it. ICE hit the ground instantly. Within hours of the executive order going live, ICE launched coordinated nationwide operations. And the results? Absolutely staggering, guys. In just 24 hours, ICE agents arrested over 118 illegal immigrants, many of whom were already fugitives with criminal warrants. We're not talking about casual border hoppers here. No. Among these that were taken into custody were violent gang members and, yes, individuals, child sex offenders, and yes, individuals flagged as national security threats. This was not symbolic. This was surgical. And ICE officials say it's only the beginning. And what happened next? It was total chaos, guys. Because while ICE agents were making the streets safer, radical activists fueled by political rage took matters into their own hands. Now, stick with me, guys, because in this next section, we're going to see exactly how these protests turned violent and why a city council member actually encouraged it. We're talking about burned ICE vehicles, attacks on agents, and mobs storming a federal facility. And it gets worse. So let's break down what just happened in Los Angeles, okay? So while Trump was executing the law, the streets of California, the streets of Los Angeles exploded, not in protest, in riot. It started in Paramount, California, right outside of a Home Depot of all places. You know, you're just going in there to, get your bug spray and, whatever for the yard, mulch. No, right outside of Home Depot in Paramount, California, ICE vehicles were swarmed by activists, windows smashed, federal agents physically assaulted, tear gas had to be deployed. Let me say that again, guys. Federal agents enforcing criminal warrants were assaulted while trying to make arrests that included child predators and cartel operatives. Over 45 protesters were arrested. Some were caught on camera, on video, trying to storm an ICE facility, chanting through the smoke, emboldened by the chaos, and according to DHS sources, coordinated online beforehand. But here's where this kind of takes a terrifying turn, though. These weren't just regular peaceful, demonstrators. They were armed with more than signs. They had spray cans with a message, "Death to ICE," painted across dumpsters, walls, and sidewalks. And what fueled all of this? Well, people all over the country are saying the same thing. Chapter really works. Catherine Garcia, they were so caring, so compassionate, and actually answered the phone. "I owe nothing now. It's all covered." That was from Catherine Garcia, guys. But also Frances Letourneau. She said, "We're saving $65 a month. Chapter was a big help." Guys, from coast to coast, stories like this just keep on rolling in. So, if you're not one of them yet, maybe it's time. Give our friends at Chapter a call right now. See how much money you can save on your Medicare. You can reach them at 909-563-8279, or better yet, hit them up on the website right now at askchapter.org/Ron. Link in the description down below. So guys, listen to this quote by one of the rally's radical organizers. "An attack on one of us is an attack on all of us. We will not stop until we dismantle every institution and give full amnesty to all immigrants." These are not fringe internet trolls, guys. These are activists organizing under elected leaders, being given legitimacy by left-wing media, and then being praised by local officials. They're calling for the destruction of ICE, full amnesty, and the collapse of the very agencies meant to keep you and your family safe. But you're not going to believe who stood with these protesters, refused to condemn the riots, and is now being accused of inciting the very violence that endangered ICE agents' lives. So stick with me, guys, because what I want to cover with you guys, I want to unveil how Mayor Karen Bass, Gavin Newsom, and a city council member escalated the conflict, and how the DOJ is now watching them. Comment down below if you think Karen Bass, Gavin Newsom, and this city council member needs to be put in prison for what they've done. Guys, we're going to expose the political power play behind this whole chaos. So while ICE agents were out here risking their lives, dragging these traffickers and gang members off the street, California and their top officials were not backing them. They were blaming them. So let's start with LA Mayor Karen Bass. Rather than condemn the rioters who vandalized federal property and attacked ICE agents, she doubled down on her support for the protesters, proudly calling Los Angeles a city of migrants. Notice the word missing there, illegal, right? And it didn't stop there. California Governor Gavin Newsom chimed in too. And what did he do? He blamed Trump, accused the president of tearing families apart and inflaming tensions while ignoring the very real criminals ICE had just taken off the streets. And it gets even worse than that. During the riots, a Los Angeles City Council member got on a bullhorn and called for direct mobilization against ICE. Listen to this quote, guys. "When they show up, we've got to show them even stronger." Wow. They have got to show up even stronger. Guys, this was not a protest. This was a call to physically resist federal agents conducting lawful operations. Now ask yourself, where's the line here, right? Because when politicians encourage citizens to interfere with law enforcement and mobs respond with bricks and spray paint saying death to ICE, we're no longer talking about dissent here. We're talking about incitement. And that's where Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice come in, because according to multiple sources, the DOJ is reviewing statements made by public officials who may have crossed the legal line from political speech into criminal indictment. So, and also, during these ICE raids, investigators also discovered criminal tax evasion networks and funnel operations linked to Mexican and Colombian cartels right here on U.S. soil. So let's be very clear, guys. This isn't about separating families. This is really about cutting off the cash pipeline to drug smugglers who are killing American citizens and targeting our children. And on top of that, while Trump and ICE are executing this mission, elected Democrats are painting agents as villains and unbelievably demanding that they be unmasked, even as they're being doxxed and threatened. But it's what Border Czar Tom Homan says next that should send a chill down your spine, guys, because he believes if this rhetoric keeps getting louder, someone in uniform, an ICE agent, is going to die. And this next part is not speculation. It's a direct warning from the man who's been on the front lines of border security for decades. Tom Homan, former acting director of ICE, now dubbed Border Czar under Trump, he just went on public with one of the most chilling statements yet. He said it's only a matter of time before an ICE agent is killed. He's not exaggerating. He's not fear-mongering. He is calling out a reality that's unfolding in real time. ICE agents who used to operate in the shadows for their safety, they're now being doxxed, threatened, and physically attacked. Their families are being targeted, their homes are being stalked, and the only protection left, masks. Yes, ICE agents are now wearing masks, not to intimidate, not to hide, but to survive, to protect their wives, their kids, their own lives. But what are the very people fueling the violence demanding now? Most people right now are living a life that they never choose. They never chose this. Their job, chosen by pressure. Their schedule, chosen by their employer, their boss, their manager. Their income, chosen by someone else's opinion of what they're worth. That's not a life. That's an assignment. The Liberty Pursuit Network is for people who are done living by default. It's where employees become entrepreneurs, time gets reclaimed, and freedom becomes the new norm. So if you're ready to stop watching other people live their dreams while you clock in again next Monday, click the link in the pinned comment down below or in the description and join the Liberty Pursuit Network today. Escape the 9-to-5 grind right now and get your freedom back, guys. Now, they want these agents unmasked, guys. Democrat politicians, media commentators, even a few judges are calling ICE agents masked kidnappers. They're suggesting ICE is behaving like a paramilitary force, even comparing them to KKK and Nazi SS officers. And yet, where was the outrage when BLM protesters wore masks while lighting cities on fire? Antifa rioters in Portland concealed their identities for months. College campus agitators wore masks to silence Jewish students. Not a word. Tom Homan put it bluntly. The people enforcing the law are being painted as villains, and the people breaking the law are being called victims. This is a coordinated narrative, a weaponized campaign to delegitimize federal law enforcement and basically hand the moral high ground to people who literally spray painted death to ICE in the middle of a riot. And Homan says if this continues, we won't just be dealing with a PR crisis. We'll be planning funerals. But just when you think the insanity could not go any deeper, wait until you hear what's happening with one of the worst criminals ICE that has ever caught, guys. Oh, and let me not forget to talk about this Democrat senator demanding Trump apologize to this guy. All right, brace yourselves, guys, because what ICE agents are dodging, they're literally dodging bricks right now. ICE agents on the streets are dodging bricks and Molotov cocktails in the streets. You got Democrats in Congress going to bat for a man tied to one of the most dangerous smuggling operations on the continent. His name is Abrego Garcia. And here's the shocking timeline here, guys. He was previously deported to El Salvador after being flagged by ICE as a major national security threat. But just days ago, under Trump's new enforcement order, he was brought back into U.S. custody. Why? Because Trump's DOJ wants to prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law. What are the charges? Human trafficking, thousands of illegal aliens smuggled across the border, firearm trafficking, drug smuggling, ties to MS-13, and worst of all, accusations of trafficking women and children across state lines. Let that sink in. This man didn't just cross the border illegally. No, he built an empire on exploiting it. He was using the system to funnel narcotics, move women like property, and send American overdose rates through the roof. But when the Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen got on television, what did he say? He demanded the President Trump apologize to Abrego Garcia. You heard that right, guys. He said the President of the United States owed an apology to a gang member smuggler because deporting him was apparently unjust. Even CNN is calling him a Maryland man, a Maryland man or a father trying to paint a sympathetic picture while refusing to talk to the victims. The mothers who lost kids to fentanyl, the families torn apart by MS-13 violence, the American children abducted and trafficked by the very networks Garcia was fueling. Tom Homan nailed it. Did any of these senators meet with the victims of illegal alien crime? Did they meet with the parents of children that were taken out by cartel members? No. They're too busy defending the people, who put them in the ground. But make no mistake at this point, guys, it's not over. Because despite the chaos, despite the media spin, ICE is not backing down. In fact, in the face of these protests, in the face of media lies, in the face of political sabotage from the walls of Congress, ICE is doubling down. According to Border Czar Tom Homan, ICE is expanding operations, deploying more resources, and yes, even coordinating with the National Guard to maintain order and protect federal personnel. They're not retreating. They are fulfilling exactly what President Trump promised the American people. A government that protects its citizens first. And the message from Trump's team, we will not apologize for enforcing the law. Tom Homan said it best. We're doing the job President Trump was elected to do, and we're going to keep doing it every single day. But here's what the mainstream media will not admit. In just 7 weeks, without building a single additional inch of wall, Trump's ICE policies have already led to a 90% reduction in border crossings, thousands of public safety threats removed, massive criminal networks disrupted, and yet we're watching elected officials call for these same ICE agents to be dismantled, doxxed, and attacked. Guys, this is not just a debate about borders anymore. This is clearly a litmus test for leadership heading into the future. Because when Americans see masked federal agents being painted as terrorists while actual criminals are glorified as victims, they start to ask themselves the most important question of all. Whose side is the government really on? And this is exactly why immigration enforcement and the ICE crackdown Trump just unleashed is about to become the single most explosive political issue of the year, guys. So if you believe ICE deserves our support, if you think our federal agents should be defended, not demonized, and if you agree that national security should never be negotiable, then drop a comment down below. I stand with ICE. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and share this video if you want the truth to spread faster than the media spin and their lies. And also check the description down below for more exclusive updates about what's really happening at the borders, because I can tell you right now, guys, this story is far from over. It's just getting started.